Can't believe I'm actually going through with this. Oh, okay. To anyone watching this, if anyone is at all, I apologize in advance if I come off as exhausted. But it's hard to get excited for this review when the guys running the network have fucking dementia. And I'm also sorry if that comes off as me mocking anyone that actually has that, because I get that that's a horrible thing for them to go through, but how else can you explain this shit? Okay, it's a multi-billion-dollar company, right? Surely they can afford to have a good network. Surely they can afford to run a decent stream. I watch Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. Netflix is losing more money than they are making, and they can still afford to put on a good stream. I've watched all their shows. I've never had to put up with the shit that I've had to put up with during this event. It's emotionally draining, okay? I am exhausted. Oh my god, like, I barely remember anything that's happened, because all I could think of was, what the fuck is going on? What the hell? It buffered, skipped, even sped up the action like 10 to 20 seconds each. Like, every 10 to 20 fucking seconds that this happened, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting to watch this happen, because I know they could do better. And it's like, I mean, I hope this shit doesn't go up in price, because then there would be no excuse, okay? You're gonna get like $30 for this shit. I'm not paying $30 for this nonsense. Netflix doesn't charge people $30 for their stuff, and they're way better. Hulu doesn't do that. Amazon Prime. All those streams are way better. And it's just, it speaks to the lack of competence. These guys don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. I just don't get it. But whatever, let me just get to the stuff and see if I can remember half the shit. Okay, so Becky versus Natalya for the Raw Women's Championship. But Becky wins, of course. But Natalya came out looking very strong. She came off as a woman possessed, and she just was taking it to Becky. Did some really intense moves and stuff. Even wrapped Becky up in the turnbuckle with a sharpshooter. And there were a few times where it seemed like Becky was legitimately going to tap out, but ultimately Becky won with a Fujiwara armbar, which she calls to disarm her, and it looked like she was about to break Natalya's arm. It really looked like that. But yeah, Natalya tapped. Personally, I would have preferred Natalya to win at first, and then when she refuses to let go of the hold, the ref just calls it off and reverses the decision. That's how I think it should have went down, because it speaks to the way she's been acting, what her character has been going through. It just shows that Natalya is becoming unhinged. That would have been a better way to advance that feud. Make Natalya the heel, because she's already coming off as the heel anyway. So why not do it? It doesn't make any sense. But okay, the second match Okay, so we're getting this crap out of the way. Dolph Ziggler versus Goldberg. And I knew it wasn't going to be a very long match. It's about a minute and a half long. I don't know. The network was so laggy and shit. I don't even know. Because it kept skipping back and forth and all this nonsense. It kept running in a loop. So I don't even know how long exactly it was, but it felt like it was about a minute and a half, something like that. But yeah, the Ultimate Minute Man actually won. Of course he won. Because it's fucking Goldberg, right? Dolph Ziggler didn't stand a chance. Although he did get some good offense, some decent offense. He started off strong with 2 super kicks. That was pretty cool. But of course, he fucking got caught with a spear and a jackhammer, of course. But then he tried to be like Jeff Hardy was in that ladder match with The Undertaker, right? He kept telling him, I want more, give me more. And so Goldberg kept just coming back and spearing him and jackhammering him and all this stuff. The thing is, Goldberg is an Undertaker, and Dolph Ziggler isn't Jeff Hardy. Goldberg doesn't give a fuck if you have the balls to call him back. He doesn't care. He'll beat you down and make you stay down. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. But it's like, it's just, I don't know, man. It was dumb. That match should have never happened. And we knew who was gonna win. It doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Okay, so next match, AJ versus Ricochet. Really good action. There was a point when, AJ injured Ricochet. He was working on his leg and all this stuff. And Ricochet did a one-legged spring off the top rope and turned it into like an elbow attack or something. That was pretty cool. But then at the end of the match, of course, AJ caught Ricochet in a Phoenix Splash. And it's like he caught him in a Phoenix Splash and turned it into a Styles Clash. And then all of a sudden, he won. Of course he won. And that's how that goes. Okay, the next match is Ember Moon versus Bayley. Bayley wins with the belly to Bayley or whatever. Exciting stuff. I couldn't keep up with most of the action because of the fucking stream, but from what I saw, it was decent. Very good match. There was a point where Bayley did a knee attack on Ember's head. That was pretty cool. All in all, it was an awesome thing. Owens versus Shane is up next. I think that's up next. I kind of lost track of the whole thing. But yeah, Owens versus Shane. Owens wins after some shenanigans from Shane and Elias and all this stuff. And he wins with a low blow and a stunner, I think. I know he won with a low blow, of course. But it's like, of course he had to get Shane back. Shane was playing dirty the whole night. So I hope that's the end of the feud. I really do. Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus. That was a pretty good match. Pretty solid back and forth stuff. Trish tried to beat Charlotte with her own finishing move, her own submission move. Didn't work out. She did Charlotte's Flair chops on her. I think she did like 2 Stratusfactions, or maybe just 1, I don't know, but either way, Charlotte kicked out. And I'm sorry if my voice is getting lower. I'm trying to be as quiet as possible because the fucking room I'm in is echoing, and you wouldn't believe how much sound travels through this house. It's fucking ridiculous. Especially when there's no other noise but my own voice. It's dumb. But yeah, Charlotte wins with the figure 8. Pretty solid match. Very good. Kofi versus Orton. Nobody wins. That's right, nobody wins. And Kofi retains. Double count out. But solid action. Randy Orton at one point caught Kofi off the top rope. He caught him. Kofi did a frog splash earlier in the night. Well, it was sort of like a frog splash slash crossbody or whatever. He did that sort of thing, and then by the end of it, Randy Orton countered the second crossbody with an RKO. And they were both teeing off on the outside. It ends in a double countout. And then Kofi just goes off on Orton, slams him into the steps, and just beats the crap out of him. And ends it with he ends it with a Trouble in Paradise. Decent match, but it should have ended with Kofi winning at least. I don't know. I hope the next match is no DQ, and I hope Kofi retains. Okay, so Balor versus The Fiend. Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt as The Fiend actually had a really good entrance, and he had a really good entrance, and they had a remix of his song with a woman singing it very creepily, and it had a bunch of metal parts in there. It was really cool, and he dominated a good chunk of that match. You know, Balor threw everything he had The Fiend, but it just wasn't enough, and The Fiend ultimately won. And I mean, I hope this isn't just a one-time thing. I hope he gets better wins. I hope he gets more wins in the future, because how many times are you gonna repackage these people and then just not let them go over? It doesn't make sense to me. The final match is Lesnar versus Rollins, and it was a really decent match, really nice match, and it starts off pretty good. Brock Lesnar tried several German suplexes on Rollins. He kept back flipping out of it, and he even hit him with a punt kick at the beginning, some super kicks, suicide dives, multiple suicide dives. Brock Lesnar actually caught him during one of them. Brock Lesnar did eventually get in a ton of offense. And Seth Rollins, it took Seth Rollins three stomps 3 curb stomps to actually put Lesnar away. That's right, he put Lesnar away clean. When have you ever seen that other than against other legends? It's amazing. You've never seen that. I mean, it's amazing, right? I mean, but let's talk about this network thing. How does a multi-billion-dollar company have such a crappy network? It makes no sense. I mean, the matches were good, but I could barely focus on them. When the focus is how bad the stream is compared to the matches, you know that's bad, right? You know it's very bad. And there were some pretty cool guest spots. Some pretty nice little guest spots, like the Street Profits. They were there. You know, Ric Flair showed up. I was wanting Matt Riddle to show up and attack Goldberg. That's what I wanted. I wanted to really see that, because him and Goldberg have been beefing on Twitter. But it speaks volumes, right? When something like that is more noticeable than the matches themselves. You can't... Oh, Jesus Christ. It's dumb. It's just... Oh, God. I am so emotionally drained. My friends be asking me, "Where are you so I can pick you up?" Oh, I'm in a glass case of emotion. Jesus. I'm actually not supposed to be saying the J word, but stuff like this really pisses me off. Oh, fuck, man. I'm exhausted. It really puts a toll on you. I am going through stream fatigue. Bad stream fatigue. You know what that's like? When you have to watch the damn thing buffer, skip, loop back and forth. It's sped up like 50 fucking times. Half the shit I couldn't even see. I couldn't even see in real time because it was so damn fast. It went by in a second. Do you know how frustrating that is? It's fucking stupid. A multi-billion-dollar company, and they can't even get streaming right. I mean, even if they are losing money, they aren't losing that fucking much money. Netflix lost like $17,000, I think, $1 million. You're telling me they have more money than Vince McMahon? Jesus. I said it again. A lot of you don't know this, but I'm actually a bit of a moderate Christian. I'm not the extreme. I'm not the devout evangelical kind. Don't worry about that. I'm nothing like that. I'm not that far. Like, I'm exactly the same person. I have to watch what I say though, because I don't say the GD word anymore really. I mean, I say it every now and then, but I don't say it as much because I'm not supposed to. That's like one of my only rules is I can't say the J word, and I can't say God's name in vain. I do sometimes anyway, but it slips out. It slips out because how else are you supposed to react to this shit? Fuck me, man. I'm talking... I feel like I can go forever. I feel like I can talk about this shit for hours. And WWE Network doesn't care. WWE themselves don't care. They don't fucking care. If this shit were $60, there'd be no reason for it. If they actually charged $60 for this garbage, people would fucking stop watching completely, and they'd actually boycott the shit. Okay? I don't even think this shit's $10, and it's not even worth $10. I heard a joke from Renee that it was fucking $3.99. I thought that was a joke. Now I'm convinced. I'm convinced that this shit is worth $3.99. It may not cost that much, but damn, it's fucking worth it. It's only worth. I mean, how else can you explain it? Jesus. Fuck me. I keep saying it. It's not that I'm afraid of going to hell. It's just it's a moral thing, you know. I don't talk about my religion so much because I'm not that kind of Christian. I like to keep it to myself. I'm not the preaching kind. I don't like to, you know, put it out there. But I feel like I have to explain that. You know, I mean, you can tell, right? You can tell that I'm emotionally drained. I am exhausted. I am fatigued. I had been contemplating even doing this shit. Look at how long I'm talking. I've already discussed everything about the pay-per-view. I'm not even talking about the pay-per-view itself anymore. There were good matches, but it hardly amounts to shit when you're focusing more on how bad the stream is than you are on the action. Oh, Jesus. Fuck me, I keep saying it. Yeah, this stream is so bad that it has made me slip up. It has made me... Fuck me, dude, like... I'm done, man. Like, I wish I were making this shit up. See, the problem here is the fact that I've been griping about this for years. For 5 years, I have known that the WWE Network is garbage, but now everyone else sees it too, because I've been seeing tweets of every other person having problems. Some people have even said that their network just gave up on them. Their network just went down. And that's the thing, like, I live in a rural area, okay? I have bad internet to begin with. But none of the other streaming sites, none of them have ever given me this much trouble. None of them. Like I said, Netflix loses more money. They are losing more money than they make, and they are still... I have never had that much trouble watching any of their shows. None. It's buffered. Yeah, it's buffered and some of the shows malfunction, but nothing like this. It happens like every now and then. 2 nights in a row I had to put up with this shit. 2 nights in a row. And it's not getting better, it's getting worse. It's worse than it's ever been. The stream is hot garbage. I'm sorry, I've got to end this. This has gone on for too long. And the video's almost over anyways, a couple more minutes. So I'm just going to end it right here. Anyone watching, enjoy the rest of that fight going on. Dana White versus Anderson Silva. You know, enjoy the rest of it. And please, anyone watching, rate, comment, subscribe. I mean, doesn't really matter if you subscribe or not. But rate and comment if you enjoy this. Anyone watching, please, it helps if you support the channel. So please. I am Mike Wayne. aka Rebel 180. So long for now.